With the launch of the Pico 2 and RP2350 comes a new version of the SDK 2.0.0. This release of the SDK is targeted to enable the features of the RP2350, obviously. Though it isn't just that, there are bug fixes and at least one new feature for the Pico W. There's also a small change to the build process and more direct support for FreeRTOS kernel. Let me tell you all about it. Hi, I'm John, your concierge to the world of the Raspberry Pi Pico, Pico 2, Robotics, IoT and other fun tech. Remember to subscribe and join the community. This is my 3-minute summary look at the SDK 2.0.0 for the Raspberry Pi Pico and Pico 2. If you have time, why not check out the full video? SDK 2.0.0 is really about enabling support for the Pico 2 and RP2350. It also has support for WPA3 for Wi-Fi connectivity on the Pico W, improves support for FreeRTOS kernel, including a forked version of that kernel in its own repo, and it replaces the ELF to UF2 utility. When we build our projects, we generate two binaries, ELF used for SWD flashing and UFD used for boot cell flashing. UF2 is generated by processing the ELF binary using a utility called ELF to UF2, or it used to be. For SDK 2.0.0, ELF to UF2 has been replaced by Pico Tool. That makes sense as Pico Tool does quite a lot of stuff, though we actually don't use it very much. By default, Pico Tool is now downloaded into each of your projects and built as part of the project. You can set it up to have a common version of this across your projects by setting up an environmental variable to point to that project. And that's what I've done, and it speeds up the build process a little bit. The SDK also enables access to security features for the RP2350. These include signed firmware, where we can actually control, using the fuses on the RP2350, what code can actually be loaded up onto it. There's also an accelerated SHA-256, which I guess will come into its own when we get to Pico 2W. The RP2350 has peripherals which need new libraries. This includes the floating points maths unit, power management, the always-on timer, which replaces the slightly odd real-time clock on the RP2040, and direct memory access. DMA will drive the HSTX high-speed output peripheral that we can use to drive 300 MHz data outputs. The SDK 2.0.0 has also enabled a build for RISC-V. The SDK now supports FreeRTOS kernel across both RP2040 and RP2350. They've done this by creating their own version of the FreeRTOS repo. This is now the repo they recommend you to use. If you like this video and it helps your learning or projects, why not drop me a cash tip using the super thanks button below the video. Remember, I'm saving these up to get myself to open source in San Francisco next year, and I appreciate your help in getting me there, and I hope to see you there too. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, then please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next video. Bye bye for now.